Wilson, and I will be presenting to you my speech, Florida Standard Assessment Testing, and why should it be taken out of the schools. How many of you have school-age children, or how many of you have relatives or even know anyone that has school-age children? Okay, so imagine for a moment that child or your child coming home being upset, angry, or scared of taking the test, FSA, Florida Standard Test. This sounds unbelievable, but it's so true. What is the Florida Standard Test? The Bureau of K through 12 Assessments is responsible for all aspects of Florida's K through 12 statewide student assessment programs, including developmenting, administrating, scoring, and reporting. The results of the Florida Standard Assessment and statewide science assessment program, as well as assisting with the administrating and reporting of several other K through 12 student assessment programs. Services are provided both by Florida Department of Education, FDOE, state staff, and through student learning in Florida. As required by the Florida law, section 1008.22. Again, my personal intake on this is after my third child being retained for not passing the FCAT, which is the FSA, Florida Standard Assessment. My child developed depression. My child did not want to participate in school activities. Why was it designed? The test was designed to keep teachers in school accountable for teaching and children learning, but not realizing the stress and the depression that these young children were facing and going through. Facts about third grade retention and also high school graduation. If a third grader is not successful in taking and passing the third grade FSA standardized test, he would be or she would be retained. In high school, you have to at least have a 245 or a AC test score of a 19. Findings of Teachers Speak Out in Florida in 2016 in May. An article was written by a teacher that was against the third grade retention if they failed the FCAT testing. Signs of depression. Depression in a young child is fatigue, feeling very tired, anxiety, being overwhelmed, or low self-esteem. You may say, well, what do these signs have to do with testing? Low self-esteem plays a big part. There are three major learning styles. There is kinesthetic, there is audio learner, and there's visual learners. Each child learns in a different way. But the FSA, Florida Standard Assessment Test, was not developed on how a child learning style is. It was developed to, again, to make sure that teachers and also schools was accountable, making sure that they have A schools and making sure that the teacher has a job the next following year. In conclusion, the Florida Standard Assessment should be taken out of school simply because it causes more damage than it is good. Thank you.